I should also, what? I should also, am I imagining that sound? Oh God, what is that? It's a vacuum cleaner. Are you freaking kidding me? Y'all really got a vacuum right now. Really. She has magical powers and that doesn't make sense. Sorry, I say these synopsises over and over again because I never actually read the books, so maybe I should actually read the books. Hey guys, it's Story. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going over 19 books that I want to read in 2019. I should also mention that I don't plan on doing monthly TBRs anymore. If you go to my channel page, you'll see I have like a whole playlist of seasonal TBRs. But the last video I have is my fall TBR and we're almost to spring. Well, it's February, so like we're in between winter and spring right now. Yeah, I'm obviously not doing monthly TBRs anymore, so consider this video my yearly TBR, I guess. Halfway throughout the year, I'll probably do the mid-year freakout tag again and update you guys with the books I've read and books I still need to read that may be on this list, may not be on this list. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but I'm definitely gonna update you guys during the middle of the year. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it so that we don't waste any time. So what I'm currently reading is obviously going to be the first book that I want to read in 2019 since I'm already reading it, and that is not Twilight. What? And that is Eclipse by Stephenie Meyer. Sorry, it's catching the light there, but this is the book that I'm currently reading. I'm in the middle of the booktube games right now, and so hopefully I will finish this month. But with that being said, I am obviously doing a reread of Twilight, so I want to read Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner, which is the novella that is between those books. And this is all in order to get to Life and Death by Stephenie Meyer. It is Twilight Reimagined, a gender-bent retelling of Twilight. I have not read this, and it came out a few years ago now. I'm doing a reread of Twilight, which I've wanted to do forever in order to read this book. You don't have to reread the saga in order to read this book, but I've been wanting to reread the saga for the longest time, so I thought might as well do it before reading this book. I'm not even gonna explain what this series is about. You guys all know. I actually vlogged me rereading Twilight. It's probably not up yet. I know I keep saying it'll be my next video, but I think it will actually be my next video, maybe. I actually have no idea, but I have been loving my reread so far. Super excited to get to this. Obviously I know what's gonna happen in this book, but I'm just really excited to see all the genders flipped around. So yeah, that's the first 4 books. And then while we're on the topic of rereads, I want to reread Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. This is my favorite Harry Potter book. I did an entire series review over Harry Potter. It is a very long video, so you probably won't want to see that unless you're like a diehard Harry Potter fan. But I have been wanting to reread the series ever since I finished it in summer of 2017 is when I finished it for the first time. And I just loved Prisoner of Azkaban. I really want to reread this book this coming fall or winter. Hopefully it won't make me want to reread the entire series because ain't nobody got time for that. I'm first gonna go over the books that I already own so that I can show them to you, and then I'll go over the books I want to read this year that I don't yet already own. Next we have Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I did a release day vlog over this book. I will link that down below too. I have wanted to read this book since it came out last October. It's just so big that I can't find the time to dedicate myself to this book. Honestly, Breaking Dawn is bigger than this though, so maybe after reading that big book, I'll like feel more confident in picking this up. I just know it took me forever to read Strange the Dreamer, so I've been putting this off, but I really do want to read it. I did really enjoy Strange the Dreamer. I gave it 4 stars, maybe 4.5. I think it was 4.5, especially since it focuses on the Muse of Nightmares. She was my favorite character in Strange the Dreamer. So yeah, obviously when I get to this, I want to read The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. There has been so much buzz about this book on BookTube. I've heard it's a really good like romance. I've heard it being compared to The Hating Game, and as you all know, The Hating Game was one of my favorite books of 2018, so obviously I want to keep on the new adult trend. I really like new adult now, and I just don't see very many recommendations for new adult out there, and this is like, I don't even know if this is new adult. I think it is, but I've just seen this all over BookTube, and I got it like last summer, and I still have not picked it up. So I'm definitely gonna pick this up when it gets warm. This coming week in Florida, at least, it's like in the 70s, so warm weather is approaching us and I am so excited. Definitely be reading this like at the beach or at the pool. Next is Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. This is actually on my BookTube Games TBR, but I don't think I'll get to it. I made my TBR just a little bit ambitious, like we all do, but this is a mystery slash thriller. It's actually YA, which is really surprising because we don't have very many mysteries or thrillers in YA. So I'm super excited to give this a try. Also, it's my favorite color. The cover is so beautiful and I do want to get to the second book too. So obviously I gotta read the first book first. So many people love this book. I'm excited to get to it. I want to read it this year. Next is A Million Junes by Emily Henry. I have wanted to read this book for so freaking long. You have no idea. I waited forever for it to get on Book Outlet so that I could buy it from there. This was featured on Book of the Month and I ended up choosing a different book and I regretted it ever since. I know it is a magical realism. I've never read magical realism before, but I feel like I'm probably gonna like that genre because I love fantasy, obviously, and I do like contemporary too, so I feel like it's a good like mixture of the two. It's been one of those books I've wanted to pick up as like my next book for like the longest time, but I just end up picking up other books for some reason. This definitely will probably be read very soon by me. I know I haven't been saying what all of these books are about, but that's because most of them are pretty popular here on BookTube, so you guys have probably heard the synopsis of all these books 1,000 times. This one's not as popular, but I know it is kind of a play on Romeo and Juliet, or at least it reminds readers of Romeo and Juliet, but it has like a magical realism twist to it. I just remember when I did read the synopsis, I was so intrigued by this book and just wanted to read it so bad, but I remember at the time I was not into romance at all, like at all, but now I'm like kind of stepping into romance and like it a little more, so I feel like I'm probably gonna love this book. Next is the Six of Crows duology by the one and only Leigh Bardugo. I am one of like 5 people that have not read this series yet, or this duology yet. I have wanted to so bad. I don't know what it is. I honestly think the popularity of this duology is what is so intimidating to me, because there are like so many die-hard fans for this duology and just like all of Leigh Bardugo's books in general. I do have Crooked Kingdom. I was just too lazy to bring it over here because I was already bringing like 20 books over here. That doesn't make any sense because it's 19 books. I was bringing like 15 books over here. It's supposed to be a good like friend dynamic or group dynamic, and like Leigh Bardugo's whole like Grishaverse is just like apparently amazing. I really want to do like a buddy read with this duology, or read it during like a readathon or something, because I need something to push me to read this, because for some reason I just, every time I look at this book to pick it up, I just don't pick it up. I don't know why it's so intimidating to me, because they really like, they are big, but I don't know, I just feel like I know I'm gonna love it, so why don't I just pick it up? And that's why I plan to in 2019. Then we have Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This is actually one of the oldest books on my bookshelf. Fun fact, when I first got back into reading, I went to Barnes & Noble and I picked up Red Queen and Strange the Dreamer. I read Strange the Dreamer almost immediately, which is pretty surprising for me since it's such a big book. I would have figured I would have picked up this one first. But yeah, I've just been like so curious about this series for like the longest time. I know people either really hate it or they really love it, so I'm curious to see what group I fall into. I actually have the first 3 books in this series, so hopefully I like this book, because I do not want to have to get rid of all those books, although the bookshelf does need clearing, so that might be a good thing. But this is about a girl that has red blood instead of silver blood, and the silver bloods are the ones that have magical powers, but she has magical powers, and that doesn't make sense. Sorry, I say these synopsises over and over again because I never actually read the books, so maybe I should actually read the books. Next is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. This book was blown up on YouTube last year when the second book came out. I do have the second book too. I have all of these like duologies and series, and I just like don't read them. I don't know why I have to buy every book in the series in order to pick up the first one, but that is just how I am for some reason. And I love reading series too. I just never pick them up for some reason. But everything about this book intrigues me. The synopsis, the cover, the reviews over it, everyone talking about it, the ratings it gets, just like literally everything intrigues me about this book. I do not know why I haven't picked it up yet. I cannot give a reason. laziness, I don't know. But that is why I definitely want to pick this up in 2019, and I heard the second book is even better than the first book. I'm excited to get to that one too, if it happens. It will happen. It will happen. The last physical book I have to show you guys is If We Were Villains by ML Rio. I actually haven't hauled this book on my channel yet. It will probably be in my next haul or the one after that, because I actually have 3 book hauls coming up. It's me trying to wink. I'll link below my book haul playlist because I have quite a few book hauls on my channel. But anyways, I saw this book on Lala's channel, or Kayla is her real name, I'm pretty sure. I love Lala. Can we just talk about Lala for a second, or Kayla? I don't know what we're actually supposed to call her because her channel name says Lala and people call her Lala, but her real name is Kayla. She's a big like thriller junkie, I guess, maybe mystery junkie. Maybe both, but I'm pretty sure this is a mystery / thriller, and she loved it. She gave it 5 stars. Her excitement over this book and the way she described it got me so excited for this book that I actually bought it like immediately. I saw it in one of her vlogs. She has the cover with the skull, which is the cover that I wanted. But of course, Book Outlet always has old covers on there. My Book Outlet link is down below. Y'all already know. But I don't know really how to even describe this book. I know it has like a Shakespeare theme to it, if I believe. About a group of like kids or people, and they're trying to figure out who killed someone or something like that. Yeah, that's what it's about. I have no idea. But I really want to get to it this year. I'll scoot over a little bit so that I can display the books on the screen, because I don't actually own these books physically. These are books that I want to buy in 2019 so that I can read them in 2019. But actually, if they are in my local library, I'll probably get them from there too, because I need to stop buying so many books. Like I said, I have 3 book hauls coming up. I don't need a 4th one or a 5th one. Okay, story from the future, are you listening to this? The first book is You by Caroline Kepnes, or Kepnes, one of those. I feel like I don't really need to explain why I want to read this book, but you guys probably know there is a Netflix series over this book now, and it has just blown up. So many people are watching the show that had no idea there was even a book. And of course, as everyone says, the book is always better than the movie or show. So, you know, before I watch the show, I'm gonna read the book. It's kind of funny because I heard about this book like literally years ago. So many people have said that they love this book, but I just wasn't interested in it. I don't know. Like, maybe when I was like in my Criminal Minds kick, I would have been interested in it. But it is about a guy that becomes like super obsessed with this girl. It's like basically stalks her. It's from the stalker's perspective. That's why it's called You, because the book is in second person. The ones that watch the show probably don't know that. I'm not sure if the show can a show be in second person? I don't know, but I really want to read this book this year so that I can watch the TV show. It's definitely a TV show I want to start soon because I want to see what all the buzz is about. So hopefully my local library has it, but probably not. This book, once it comes out, oh my god, it's definitely like the #1 book I want to read this year. And that is Finale by Stephanie Garber. As you guys know, I am a huge Carl fangirl. Legendary was my favorite book of 2018. I don't know if I said this before, but I'm gonna link down below my best and worst books of 2018. But Legendary, the second book in the Carval series, was my favorite book of 2018, so spoiler. This is the 3rd book in the series and it comes out in May. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm definitely going to vlog the release day and start it as soon as I pick up the book. I'm so excited. I feel like I don't really need to say what Carval is about either, because I've literally explained it so many times on my channel. But just know I am a huge fangirl of this series. I love this series with all my heart, and I cannot wait for the 3rd book. It is the final book. That's why it's called Finale. I'm just so freaking excited. Next on the list is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. I feel like I don't need to explain this one either. I guess I'm just gonna read all like the 2018 hyped books in 2019. That's what this video seems to be. This is the first book in the Villain series, I think it's called. The second book is called Vengeful, right? And it came out this year. And I think the 3rd book comes out next year, the year after, I'm not really sure, but everyone loves this series. The first time I saw Vicious on YouTube was on Hannah's channel, A Clockwork Reader, who I love. She's one of my favorite booktubers. I've always been interested in it ever since she talked about it because she loved it, but man, these books got like so much hype last year. I have to read it. I have to read it. And I love the whole storyline of them like being villains, but they're like still enemies. They're like not the good guys. I just think that's so cool. And that's really all I know about it, and that it's supposedly really good. The next book I want to read in 2019 is 99% Mine by Sally Thorne. Again, as you guys know, if you watched my best books of 2018 video, The Hating Game was one of my favorite books of 2018, and this is the same author. This is her second book, so she's only ever written The Hating Game. But I love The Hating Game so much, and I love Sally Thorne's writing so much. I had to know if she had any other books, and this is when I discovered that this book was coming out this year. It's already out now. It just came out in January, I think. So I'm super, super, super excited to read it. I need some good like new adult in my life. I definitely want to read The Kiss Quotient. I'll probably read that one first just to give another new adult author a chance. And I definitely want to get to 99% Mine. It's probably going to be a book that I read this coming spring or summer. Like I said, it's starting to get warm again in Florida. So hopefully I can get to those like warm books soon, like contemporaries like this. But I'm so excited to delve back into Sally Thorne's writing. I've missed it so much. Next book I want to read is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, or I think it might be called The 7.5 Deaths now. I'm not sure. I think they have to change the name because of the 7 husbands of Evelyn Hugo, is what I heard. I don't know if that's true. This is by an unknown author because I do not know the name of the author off the top of my head, but it'll be on the screen. I have been interested in this book for like a year now. I can't remember who the first person I saw talking about this was, but I remember seeing a couple people online talk about it, and I read the synopsis and just knew immediately I wanted to read it, but I don't think it's originally in English. I think it's translated into English, if I'm correct. So I couldn't find a copy of it anywhere unless it was going to be sent overseas. And I remember it being just like way too much money for me to pay for one book that cost that much. So I haven't picked it up, but I really do want to pick it up. I think there are probably more copies in America by now. I might be crazy and could be like confusing this book with another book. I'm not sure. I can't even tell you off the top of my head what this book is about because I can't remember. That's why it's kind of towards the end of the list. It might be one of the books I actually don't read in 2019, but I really do want to try to read it. This is my 2019 TBR, guys. The last book I have on this list is The Secret History by an unknown author, again because I can't remember the name of the author. I've wanted to read this book for so long. It's about this like exclusive club at a university that's really hard to get into, and no one really knows why, I'm pretty sure, but our main character ends up getting into the club, and it's just like a really weird situation where like someone died and they all had to figure out who in the club killed that person, and I heard it's just like super like confusing and mysterious and on the edge of your seat type of book. So I've been wanting to read this book for the longest time. It's definitely one I want to get to into 2019. I believe it's an adult, so that'll give me a little break from my YA and new adult books. But yeah, those are all the books that I want to read in 2019. Actually, it's not all the books I want to read, but is the top 19 books I want to read. I try to go through them really fast since there's so many books, so hopefully this video isn't too long. Thanks for sticking around if it was. But yeah, that's it for me for now. I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.